Hey guys, it is Nathan. It is a cozy, sleepy little autumn day, and it's the end of the day, and I just got out of a hot tub after milking some goats. Um, I'm not all here. I should start over. Start over. I wanted to go on a trip down memory lane today because Nintendo released the first look photos of Link and Zelda from the official Legend of Zelda movie, and that was literally the post that I was like trying to get my movie done before, because I was like, I don't want them to think I had any like influence from it. I want this to be fully from the era of there was nothing from a Zelda movie. Yeah, and so in the spirit of that, in the spirit of them releasing that, I wanted to just go through some of my behind the scenes photos and just like give a little bit of a commentary about each of them. Since that was a post that I was waiting for, it just feels pretty meaningful to see that post finally happen and know that the movie's done. And so I'm feeling a little nostalgic tonight. And it's just going to be nice and cozy. We're just going to chat like friends. I'm going to tell you about all these pictures. So let's start at the very beginning. Here's some concept arts. Look at him. Look at him, Miss Girl. The emo hair swoop. Here's the thing, guys. I was never that emo. But, like, there was a part of me that was my version of Link. But anyways, this is Ferranu. That was, okay, so they went to a snowy mountain, so he was going to have this jacket in the original draft. In the original draft, he becomes a sage. And that was his sage outfit in the middle there. So that's fun. Oh, Dark Link. So, like, extra edgy. Like, holy crap. These are also some of my earliest, like, consistent drawings. That was Rauru. I had his staff. That costume would have been a little too complicated for me. But, yeah, Rauru was going to be there to guide Zelda towards the, like, third act of the show. The third act of the movie. What am I saying? I don't want to edit this much, so like we'll see if I edit anything out. Anyways, but if he had been in my movie, he would have said his name would have been Rayaru, because that's what I thought it was gonna be. Oh yeah, look at that. This was Selena. So the person that, like, the desert lady, she was originally fully just gonna be, I don't even remember who this character was or where she came from or anything, but she was from the Twilight Realm, and she is also edgy and emo. Malin and Talon, there they go. I did have a variation of that costume. Yeah, it was similar enough. Rutelina? Yeah, Rutelina, I think is what I was going to say, but also Rutelina. Yeah. Zora, princess. She was going to be in there. That was my first Zelda. That I got pretty close with that. That was actually pretty close. Cool. That was the first ever concept for that. And here we have, that was my first look. Oh, this was the first image I ever posted of me as Link. My cousin Tyler took the photos. Yeah, that's on this little, it's not a cliff, but it's a little, like, crevice. We called it the crevice, and we'd film stuff there. Yeah, we would just, like, and I don't know, it was just our little tiny little New Zealand in the backyard. Oh, these are crazy. I loved that one. I loved the, like, lights on it. Ooh, edgy. Yes, I love this one, guys. It's so silly. This was based on the Snow White and the Huntsman poster. That's what this is from. Yeah. Let me just, like, actually look that up for a second. Yeah, that's the one. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Look, I'm doing the exact same pose. No, why am I being Snow White? What is that? What is the drum? Guys, I don't even know. That got me. That got me a lot more than I thought it was gonna. Wow. Oh boy. Okay. We don't have to go through all these. Let's just move on past me at 14 doing whatever this is. I was never I was never mentally well, was I? Just playing a little character. That was from the Nintendo store. I went in my Link costume. That was the first outing. First place I wore the Link costume was to get Skyward Sword at New York, at the New York Nintendo of America store. Oh, there it is again. Yep. Okay. Ah, this image. This is our first image of the trio, Link, Feranu, and Impa. Yeah, and this was the first picture we ever posted of it. Oh, on the first day that we filmed. The three of us had filmed previously, just like a test footage. I did so much work on this, guys. I did so much work. Yeah, we literally did in 2011, the earliest. I have to find this footage. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and it's damaged. So like the audio's all crinkly and weird. But we filmed like a winter scene. She didn't have her wig. Like none of the costumes were really. It was like I was doing a chemistry test. Yeah, and I don't know. And so we had done a lot of that before, but this was the first time we were really filming the movie after the script had been finished and everything. Yep, and then we took a few more. There's Selenica. There's how it ended up. That's so great. Maggie, Taylor, Jordan. I always loved this one. I always I love this one. I just I don't know, it looks kind of iconic to me. It just looks like an old film. Like it looks like a Star Wars poster or something. Yeah, I always really, really liked that one. It's so funny because I think he was next to me with the camera because that's the shot. Like that's the shot in the movie, but just like slightly to the left. There's Matthew as her brother, Rendarin. I was pretty proud of that sheath. I made that. It's like cardboard. Wow, it looked so good back then before all the damage. Yeah, that's cardboard wrapped in like a blue leather fabric that I got. And then I made all of the details out of like I drew no, I had a cardboard pattern. No. Poster board pattern of each of these pieces, these like gold pieces that I drew and then cut out, and I measured it and everything. And then I used that to cut the leather, and then I painted the leather gold. It really did look great at the beginning of it, so I'm proud of that. You don't see a shot with the scabbard looking that nice, but this was brand new. And the first link. I'm so serious about it. There's maybe 2 shots from this day that we use in the original or the final movie. It's like when him and Selenica are walking towards each other. That shot was from this day, and then when she stands up, some of the Selenica stuff was from this day. But yeah, nothing. We basically reshot this entire part. The Desert Thieves. Why am I so drama? I'm so drama in every single photo. Hey, he looks pretty good though for Link. Like let's take a moment for this costume. It's pretty nice. I got it weathered. Yeah. I'm going to say that's close enough for me, for close enough to what we got. I look really, really ginger though. I never noticed I was that ginger. That's interesting. That's a shot from the movie. Our little fight, and it's falling off. Oh, guys, this is going to take a while. So thanks for tuning in. Oh, this is great. See, I wanted it to look classic, like the green that I picked. I wanted it to look like dull, like a dull color, but I wanted it to kind of more be reminiscent of like the old Zelda artwork. I just love the old Zelda artwork. And I think that color is pretty damn good for that. And that is pretty similar to the color they used in the movie that we're seeing now. We have our fight. Yes. Oh, we have this marble up here. We had it only for this day because I just glued the marble on. So like we took a couple swings of that and it flew off and we lost it. So I had to make a marble. I painted it to kind of have those colors. I don't know if there's any shots with the actual marble in it. I think it's just the one I made out of clay. But I always thought that was a cool action shot of both of us. It's so funny, all these moments. I made like such a big deal out of like this moment. And that like happens in the movie. Like those are just like that's I don't know. I feel like I was trying to give like a trailer. Like give a little bit of a like when I was posting this. It's like I was doing a sequential thing to kind of give a tease for what a scene, what was happening. And I don't know. That's kind of a good one. You get to see the whole costume. I wish I had the shield, but yeah. I look silly. I'm like a silly little guy in these. Such drama. With the blood. Drama. And what did I say? I captioned each of these too. I literally was like, whose blood is that? I don't know. It was like a tune in to see. Like, I was so markety about this. Drama. This was the post credit scene. Maggie is giving right now. This was the post credit scene to the original movie that would set up the sequel, where she was a part of a cult called the Blood Sisters and the sigil was her necklace. I had so many plans. And so she's like crazy after she loses the fight. She goes crazy and joins this cult and of like sorceress women. It was crazy. It's crazy. Valdrick, again, very drama, very anime for someone who had never watched anime. Like, I had never watched anime at all. But that's what I drew. That was the character. Rendarin. So now we're getting versions that are a little closer to the movie. Like, now I knew this was going to be Matthew, so I kind of gave him his hair and stuff. Here's our little map. This was the, like, sketch of it. And then I had the actual one later. Selenica getting a little more doable as a costume. But then, yeah, so like, okay, so this is fun. So like, look, I have all these plans for like all this jewelry and like face tattoo and this illustrious thing and like, and then we get to this and it's like, well, I kind of got the idea, right? So funny, so funny. There's Ferranu. This was his first time in costume, my friend Owen. Yeah, I was proud of that costume. And he brought the cowl, but I said no cowl. And we're having snacks. This was the Master Sword clearing. I thought it was like just perfect. It was just like there's basically just ferns and trees. This wood, it's so easy to get lost in these woods, which is why it was the Lost Woods in the movie. But like it all looks the same, and then there just is this clearing, and I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool spot to have the Master Sword. That was my props closet. All my props. I miss having a prop closet. I don't know. I do miss filmmaking a lot. Oh, and then we get into the progression of how I made the pedestal. That's just sand and dirt. Spray painted it. Literally just like glitter glue. And then, yeah, like that's kind of fun. That's kind of good. I'm not going to lie. I wonder where, I think I got that from somewhere, that idea. But like glitter glue, sand, spray paint. And then I just like poured dirt and moss all over it. And then I Sharpied it. Sharpieing it kind of made it worse, didn't it? That looked a lot more natural. Whoa! No, I wanted the final one. Ugh. Well, then I put a lot of moss on it, and it looked better. That's me being sick. Yeah, this happens at the movie. It's when I go into the Lost Woods. So that's so interesting. This was the first scene we were going to film, and we were not able to do it. This was all our first time in costume. But we were not going to be able to do the scene because it was raining, and so we weren't able to do the Lost Woods sequence. And it ended up not being able to even be done because Helene and Owen were both like sick, and I had to just rewrite the entire section, and now it's my favorite section. I think it's the best section because it was a little more recent. Like it was more like I had kind of done a lot more writing, and I don't know, I just had a little bit more of my style and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. And so it's just interesting that it didn't happen this time. And because of that day, because of the rain on that day, now I have my favorite section of the movie. And it really did like set up the sequel a lot too. So like the movie would have made a lot less sense had this been in there. I'm so ginger too. I can't remember if I think I was using sun in my hair at this point. It just made it so yellow. Contact lenses, the first pair. And then there's our final Hyrule map. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that. I like my little pillars here. Yeah, and I like these are all this is all in Hylian, but it was Twilight Princess Hylian, so it's all like backwards, like the letters are backwards. So that's kind of silly. So it is Hylian, but it's backwards letters because it was from the Wii version of Twilight Princess. Because that's what I was used to. So like that's what I learned. Like that's the Hylian I was fluent with. So I just said, screw it, that's my map. Oh, but like that's Hyrule Castle, Hyrule Castle City. That's I think Zolia. That was one I came up with. I want to say that's Faradon Village. So this is where Link's from. Yeah, so I guess I'll show you where we go in the map. I guess I'll like it for like in the movie. So this is like where he starts. This is Faradon Village. This is the Faron Woods. So this is like when they go into the woods. I'm just gonna give you the little like where they go in the movie. They go into the woods. And then they cross this river, they go across the field, and they get about here is where the inn is, and then they get into the castle. And the castle is like that's attached. So it's like the castle is attached to this big open space, which is how the scale model was. So that was cool. They scaled the wall, go into the castle. Anyways, I don't need to give you the entire thing, but there was a section actually because this is Lake Hylia. It splits the desert and Hyrule Field like it did in Twilight Princess. There was a whole section where they crossed in these underground caves and came up in an oasis. And I had all the locations picked out for both of those like locations. I had cast the Zora person. I hadn't made her costume. That was the only thing I hadn't done. And so we didn't ever get to film it. And I had a waterproof camera, so I was going to have a whole underwater scene. And I could have done it, and I know I could have made it pretty good. But ultimately, I still have storyboards of it. I should show those at some point. But yeah, that scene was ultimately cut. And so they just go from the castle to the desert. And I added this little bridge, I think, just in case I did cut that scene so that I could have it be like, oh, they just went a little ways. Either way, so much effort I put into that whole map. And then, yeah, when they're running through the Lost Woods to the Faron Woods to get to their village, when they come to see that it's burned, they had just gone through here, and they were getting like right out to here, and then it's burned. Or no. They were right here. Yeah, they're right here. They come out to this plain, and everything's on fire. And so that's kind of the distance that Link ran to get to his burned village. Like, I thought all of this out. This is the mountain region where we had originally some scenes that were cut. The snowy mountains. They were going to find like a shard of the Moon Pearl, I think. Yeah, there were 3 shards, and so they went there. And another one was in Zora's Domain up there, and Death Mountain. So I had a lot more plans that weren't able to happen, but yeah, I'm proud of what I did, and I'm proud of even just putting that much forethought into this map, which you don't really even see in the movie. You don't even see this map. Isn't that crazy? Oh, you don't even really see the map, guys. Silver Arrow, I was proud of that. Yeah, because that's like, you only see the silver arrows in like, I think 2 of the games. Or no, 3 of them. I know it's like in the original and it's in A Link to the Past. I think it's in A Link to the Link Between Worlds. But, y'all, I need water. I'm getting thirsty in here. But yeah, again, like I love like classic Zelda. I don't know why, but I really do enjoy it. So there's a lot of old references like that. And yeah. That was made out of just clay. Yes, drama shots with Elaine. We were so serious about this. Why is he cut off? Oh, I'm zoomed in. I'm so sorry, everybody. I've been so zoomed in. Drama, 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 drama. Yes, our first logo. You can see I worked very hard to put a picture of a sunset in these letters. And then that's the mirror. And then this was like I literally designed this like I think this is a screenshot, not a screenshot. I think this is like a picture of an image I drew in just like a study hall period. And then I like mirrored it to make it symmetrical. So that's supposed to be the staff and the mirror. And it was supposed to look like the Twilight Princess logo. So silly. So silly. Look at it, so professional. Drama. Okay, drama. Oh, so I have my red contact lenses in. This entire photo shoot is crazy. Yeah, because Dark Link, guys, for the second half of the original movie, Dark Link was like a main character. And so I had like, this was supposed to be like the same photo shoot we had done earlier, but with Dark Link. And I am being so much. I am just being such drama. This is crazy. This is crazy. Silver Arrow. Yeah, because the Silver Arrows were a Dark World creation. So he lives in the Dark World and he uses silver arrows. Sylvie arrows. Drama. Oh, I always loved this one. Because, like, you saw, like, the fall time. It's just weird. It's not edited. It was just weird light. And there's, like, this blue haze and then this, like, orange. I just thought it was weird and I liked it. Same with that one. Yeah, like, the colors are so strange. It's just the camera. It's, like, washed out. But I thought they were edgy and cool. And my hair looks, like, kind of white. Drama, why am I in this tree? Why am I in this tree? Why am I in this tree? This one, okay, actually, not bad. This one is a pretty good one. I'm not going to lie. I look like Link in this photo. Okay, so that's one. But I have darker features, and so I look like Dark Link in this photo. And, like, there's something about just the yellowy, like, autumn vibe. It is very Zelda. This is very Zelda to me. And it always was. And maybe I should paint that. Yeah, because I like it a lot. I'd love to have like a painted version of that. Yes, this was one of our first cover photos. Also, drama. That's the staff, my bracer. So these are just some props. Oh, but you can see in the background, that was the, I printed out a bunch of these. Like I printed, that's the Skyward Sword, like first look photo on my wall. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm celebrating first looks. That was the mirror. That was like my little childhood sword, and I just like bought a mirror and a spray paint and all. So, yep. Oh, that looks nice actually. Look at that fresh paint job on the sword. Oh, that was Dark Link's sword. Yeah, so in the original, like, that was the Master Sword, and then Dark Link had a Master Sword made out of scrap metal, which I took from like a fan fiction. But I did it. Like, that's a scrap Master Sword. And yeah, that's kind of fun. I thought that was cool. Yeah, so that was going to be Dark Link's sword. It's literally, the blade is a pipe that I like viced together into like a whole blade. And then just put that there. It had a pommel too. I don't know what happened to that. It was made out of clay, because like that's made out of clay. But yeah. Anyways, that was an entire plot. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of how that looks. Like, yeah, that's scrappy. I like it. Oh yeah, these little daggers that Dark Link had, I think. I almost feel like I used these in the movie. Actually, I think I did. I don't even want to talk about that. Guys, I'm being so vulnerable with you. Yeah, I painted those eventually, but we got to get through whatever these next ones are, guys. It's me putting in contact lenses. Woo! What is happening? What is the drama? This is crazy. That's Link meeting Dark Link. I have this scene somewhere. I want to cut it together and put it in the deleted scenes or something. Cause yeah, I have this whole scene, and I'd love to post it sometime. Oh, we got some bloopers. Yep, being funny, keeping with the brand. Oh, I do like that shot a lot, actually. That's one of my favorite shots in the movie. It's a lot darker in the movie, but love it. Drama. Yep. Yep. Dark Link. You can see the whole movie was literally like about light and dark. Like it was all Light World Link and Dark World Link. Like that was all kind of the theme, which is really interesting, and it's something that has continued on in my writing today. I think about my main character, and he kind of has this like not an alter ego, but his best friend, and he's like this dark part of himself, and it's I don't know. There's a lot of duality of man stuff. I played Jekyll and Hyde around this time too, so I don't know. I was just really always kind of really mystified by that. We have an updated logo. So we've got the real mirror at this time, and a little bit better on that. And I always liked the fire here. I thought it looked a lot like Ocarina of Time. First look at our little fairy. Now this was probably the first example of some time when I said, "Oh, it has to look to the public like I have put a lot of thought into this." So this was a costume I had just scrapped together, and then I made a concept art for it to make it look like I had planned it beforehand, which I did frequently. And this was Dark Link's costume. This is minus the headband, because why is there a headband? Minus the headband, this was the costume for like a flashback of Dark Link's childhood. And it is the last scene in the movie is this. That's repurposed now, like for the actual like sequel that because this was all scrapped. So this is like the scrapped half. But this was from a flashback when Dark Link was ruminating on when his mother told him to not murder people, and that's why he didn't kill Link. I'm literally just giving you guys lore. No one's going to watch this. No one's going to watch this except for you. You're watching it. So thanks for showing up. Love you. Oh, I got literally frostbite. So that's the costume. Yeah, and then that's what I ended up with. I got frostbite here because I was just filming in just like snow and ice without shoes. Because I was like, well, he's impoverished, so like he doesn't have shoes in winter. He's gonna have some kind of shoe in winter, right? But no. Oh, I spent so long on that makeup. I really did spend a long time of like 4 hours. That was OCD. That was undiagnosed OCD. He's in 2 shots. Yeah, undiagnosed OCD at that point. But also, I was really proud of that guy. You'll probably see him later. There he is! Yeah, so I made all these. Pretty proud of those. Again, made out of clay, and then like I've always been doing washes, you know? So I just like poured a wash of this color over it and then scrubbed it off. And so you have all these light and dark parts, but it makes it look a lot more worn, and yeah, I'm proud of those. And they were all used for the Moblins. Yeah, so that was the Captain Moblins thing, and these were the other 2 guys. I wonder if you see them. That's funny. That's silly, isn't it? I like that one. I think Helene made this her profile or cover photo for a while, which is funny. Look at our little camera. That was one of them. Not a lot of the movie, the final movie, actually happened on this camera setup, but that's what it was. Just a bunch of duct tape on a tripod. Oh, and that camera is what we use to film at this giant church, which is what I base the entire... Because look at, like, I'm sorry, like, teal bricks, like, that's crazy. That's just Hyrule Castle. What am I saying? Hyrule Castle. And this was, like, the day that it felt a lot like a movie. Like, I had actual people helping me, so it was fun. And we had to film this, so, okay... I'm going to tell you right now, all we filmed here was we run down this hill, we kill a guy in here, we run around the building, I kill a guy here, and then we run in. That was all we did. I could have used this so many more times, but I asked them if I could just do that, and I was like 45 minutes tops. And back before I had phone anxiety, and they were like, "Yeah, but you really got to keep it to 45 minutes because we have a funeral." No. It was not a funeral. It was a wedding rehearsal, and so we did it. But we didn't tell anyone we showed up. We just showed up there, filmed, and then like someone came to the door and we're like, are you guys gonna be here longer? And then we're like, no, we're leaving, bye. So we got that so quick, but I feel like it elevates the movie so much because it just looks so much like something from Zelda, and this was just in the town over from where I lived. So yeah, I was really grateful to have been able to be allowed to use this space. But it was just so silly that it was right before a wedding rehearsal. That's my backyard. Downey in his costume. How fun. Oh, Taylor dies many times. Yep. This is the Faron Wood. So I wanted the Faron Woods to be browner. And a lot of these trees were dead, so I figured it'd be brown. Yeah. See, and we got some fun shots. Oh, guys, I'm just telling you. Can we get a round of applause for New Hampshire? New Hampshire, like, are you kidding me? All of these spots are just, like, right there. Like, oh, I really do miss New Hampshire a lot of the time. It is just beautiful. Like, so fun. I was able to do this. Like, there's just stone walls everywhere because that was, like, how everybody, like, had their border, like, the borders of their property. I don't even know where this is or whose property this is, but we were allowed to film on it. Except we did get yelled at, and I was like, we have permission. Gosh. Yeah, the three of us, this was a fun couple days that we did all this filming. This was only, I think, 15 minutes away from there. Yeah, this is the sand pit. This is where we did all the desert stuff. That shot's in the movie. Yeah, how fun. So this is, yeah, me doing the camera work. I didn't realize we had so many photos. This was our little, we had these stunt swords. I think these were Owen's. Owen brought all the stunt stuff and all the prop stuff. We really practiced this whole sparring scene. We were just out here, like, doing this all day. Like, all day on the weekends. Like, we had rehearsals, me and Owen, and then Matthew would come and record he would record, like, the rehearsals, and we would practice different camera angles. And then this might have been the day we actually filmed it. I think that was just yeah, I think it was. And that was just practice. I don't know what this one is, and it's really funny to me. But it really epitomizes how it felt filming. Like, it's just scrappy, and we're all being so dramatic, you know? That's a cute one. That's fun. This is John. It's my bestie. Love him. Yeah, we're fighting. We're doing that. Oh, fun. Yep. I just thought this was the perfect, like you don't realize, guys, like, this is just in the, like, backyard of my church that I grew up going to. So, like, I knew these, like, woods and everything. And I was like, oh, I actually have the perfect spot to, like, emerge from the forest into Hyrule Field. Like, it's exactly what it needs to be. Yeah, and I don't know. I felt so blessed to have, like, such beautiful landscape around me. You know, I don't know. I just love it. Yes, this was in my yearbook. So this became important to me. This image, just the sparring. That's a screenshot from the sparring footage. So, yeah, that's in the movie. So sassy. I don't even want to think about that. Matthew had to be the stand-in for Owen a lot of times. So, thanks. Thanks, bro. Oh, and then we have the Master Sword. There we have the Master Sword with some moss on it. Again, like, this clearing was great. Like, look at that little clearing. We didn't use a lot from this day. We did come back and do reshoots. And the reshoots really worked better. Like, look at how I'm holding that. Like, I'm all, like, crunched over. Yeah, we did a lot better the other time, which is what we used more of in the movie. But I thought these were cool, like behind the scenes photos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was gonna, like, actually, if they hadn't just released, I thought about this. I was like, I could just release this one, maybe that one, just and be like, ooh, Zelda movie leak. I'm not going to, but like, if you see that one around anywhere, that's what it is. A lot of edits of this, which is funny because if you look in the original, I keep saying the original, if you look in the final movie, like, it's so edited. I've just been like obsessing over making that look exactly like the Link to the Past artwork that I just, yeah, that was again undiagnosed. I always liked this cover photo. I thought this was cool. Just a screenshot of us running around. I just thought it was really atmospheric, and I like, yeah, it's like got the gothic architecture in the background. Like, I could paint this one too. I would paint this one in a heartbeat. I really like it. Thanks, John, for carrying our stuff. You really did just carry a lot of our stuff and hold the boom mic for most of the day. A trooper and a half. And then I'm editing, I guess, for the first time. I would edit a rough draft. I forget about this. So I would get home from filming, sometimes at 10 at night. And I would just stay up and edit a update for the movie to post on YouTube. And I would edit the dailies into a rough draft to get the shots that I wanted. And I would get a rough draft of the scene. And that was like pretty much, honestly, like very, very close to the final in most cases. So I really just saved myself a bunch of work by doing a bunch of work. And I did not have bad grades. And I don't know who that person is. How did he do so much? I was also the lead in the musicals. Never finished this, but this was my first attempt at anything in Blender. And it was so hard to get, like, oh man, I have a whole like pages in my notebook of like different Blender controls. I was getting real into it. This was just going to be for the opening sequence that was going to like come up and it was just going to spin around or something. And then I was like, I can just do it. Like, I can just spin it on a string or something if I really want that. Like, I don't have to do all this work. Oh! Oh! And this is, yeah, the first reshoots from my Zelda Ocarina of Time movie that I made when I was 10 for my 10th birthday. So I've been doing, guys, all I'm saying is I am maybe a little sad that I'm not involved in the actual Zelda movie because I have been doing this since I was 10 years old. That's crazy. But yeah. And I mean, I just did this a few months ago when I filmed the Hero Shade scenes. So I've done that a lot. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's so fun. It's so fun to have all these moments to look back on. Thanks for coming back with me too. More concept arts I was very excited about. This is the concept art I gave to the artist who made our scale model. And that Zelda is a lot more accurate to what it is. Here I am making some armor. I was proud of making the armor too, like just blow torching this like those like big puzzle pieces in like nurseries. That's what that's made out of. And then you just can bend it into a shape and it works pretty well. And that was a dress I borrowed, and then my grandmother made this part. And yeah. I was spending so much time doing this. Little Sheikah symbol. Again, I found like this just perfect thing that was just this eye symbol with the 3 like tiers. I thought it was perfect. And I painted that. I thought I could have done a little bit more detail on that, but I liked that it was simple and it kind of looked like the Hylian shield a little bit since I didn't have that in the movie. Drama. And Azal Gold. Yeah, and I thought that, I mean, it looks like chocolate in this part. But I think it looks pretty good in the movie. Ah, there we go. Robin Williams. He's the King of Hyrule. He had just passed away. So I wanted to like immortalize him and his like love of Zelda, because it was something I found out around this time, like that he was like really, really a Zelda fan. And I don't know, he was just always like one of those figures in the movies that was always there, and he always seemed like genuinely kind. So I put him in the movie. So yeah, and I made him literally that is the CDI version of the King of Hyrule with his head put on it. So it's kind of a little bit of the old YouTube poop stuff too. Because I thought it was like, it's Robin Williams, so it's a joke, like, and you have to find all the paintings throughout Hyrule. There's like 7 of them, but yeah, back to some Lost Woods. We gotta stop doing that, Matthew. We gotta stop doing that. We don't need that many pictures of you in the wig. Putting those contact lenses in. I think I am putting the contact lens in her eye, which is a lot of trust. A lot of trust. Converse. Yes, I'm putting the contacts in her. That's crazy. How could I do something like that? This was cold. Look at the snow on her boots. Yeah, this was like, we just needed like 3 or 4 pickup shots, and they're in the movie. This is when they like walk to the wall, and she's like, there's only one way in, up. And it was freezing in the middle of winter. We couldn't film anything else. But I was like, well, we might as well film that scene. We could have done this like any other day. She filmed in this location so many other days, but we just like chose to do this one. No, or it was after that. I don't remember. But there was some reason we had to do this in winter as a pickup. And I just think that's funny. So look, we're literally just freezing children. We're just cold. Oh yes, and then the same day we filmed her section of the scenes, with Link, where she meets Link. Yeah, and that's just my bedroom. I moved all the stuff out of frame. Oh, that's horrifying. I look giant and that is a nightmare. That is me. I'm a nightmare. What is happening? Oh. It's my little nerd board. Yeah, see, there's Jekyll and Hyde. Funny. Yeah, and that's how that little piece ended up. This is again, like, this is clay. And I made these out of clay, like surrounding these little gemstones. So like I thought I was pretty proud of the jewelry and how that came out. I'm missing some jewelry on the movie's version of Zelda so far. And I thought this was an iconic image. To me, that's when I started to feel like, oh, this is real. Because like I had really worked on Zelda's costume. As you can see, like there were all these different pieces going into this costume that I've really just been like working on for months. And then that image, I was like, there's my little tease. That was my first look for Zelda. So again, we're talking about first looks. This is why, I don't know why, I just like the little tease of things, and then that was the cover photo for a while, after we had actually filmed some stuff. And I love it because I feel like if any of you, which if you're watching this, I'm sure you've watched the movie, these are all scenes that you watched, so it's just kind of cool that I was starting to feel like, oh, I really do have a movie. And so I was excited, and I just was obsessed with like updating these things. Am I using any of this for a career? No. And then that's the true first look for Zelda, looking out her window. The black and white is so dramatic, but I always felt like you can kind of still see the colors. Like you can tell that that's red and that's like purple. But yeah. Yeah, and this was like the first time we filmed with Sarah. And in, again, my home church. And I think she just did great. I loved, there's the King of Hyrule in the background. Yeah, I think she just did great. I really think she embodied the character of Zelda. And now that we have like an official Zelda, I think she kind of vibes that way. I think Sarah really got the character. And I think it's apparent that she does kind of resemble that version that we're seeing now is the actual version. So cool. Janky camera. King of Hyrule. That thing. I still have that sweater. But man, I am a skinny guy. I was a tiny little person. What is that? Oh, they look exhausted. Everyone's exhausted on these days. Like, everyone is exhausted. We're so tired, guys. Like, I just like didn't remember to give people food sometimes. I forgot people needed food. that was just a school project. I was gonna also do a trailer for 1984, and that was the movie poster for the trailer. I've always been doing this stuff, guys. And we're getting Ganondorf's armor. Doesn't fit me because I had taken Justin's measurements at this point, and yeah, this was all like, again, you saw what I was doing with Zelda's armor. This is still like some leather that was a little more textured, and then this was foam, just like foam paper that I again cut with a stencil that I had made, and then blowtorched, and it like stuck to that, and then I weathered it, and then like this is like a PVC pipe, like cut in half. These are literally googly eyes. Is that not crazy? Like, this thing was scrappy, but it really worked out. I mean, look at that. Like, I don't know. I'm just pretty proud of how that came out for what it was. And this, I was really, really, really specific about this color of red for the cape. So I'm pretty proud of how that came out. And like the way I glued it on, I glued it with, I think, a couple folds in it, so it would fall a little bit. It would taper when it like fell. This is all information I didn't know I knew. Like, I'm just discovering this again as we watch, as we go along together. Also, this little like design on the side, I don't know if we'll see a picture of it, but that was the design from the Wind Waker. Yeah, and then we got Justin Haase, Ganondorf. First time and only time in full costume and makeup. And I'm pretty proud of that too. Like, I don't know, like his whole little head thing, and he's not a ginger, he's blonde, and so like the hair just kind of worked pretty well. Yeah, I was really, really proud of that costume. I made most of it watching Parks and Rec. Like, I was just watching Parks and Rec in the background the entire time I was making this entire costume. So yeah, pretty proud of that. Pretty proud of it. Like, I really thought it was pretty good for what it was. I mean, again, like googly eyes. Like, I mean, like the armor, I had this layered armor and everything, and yeah, pretty proud of it. Pretty proud of him. Good old guy. Also, this gem like would change color based on how the light was hitting it. So like, it's a different color. If you watch in the movie, it's a different color in every shot. Like, here it's bright green, other times it's bright blue, sometimes it's orange. It's like there it's bright orange, which is kind of what I wanted it to be, but I thought it was really interesting that it did that. Okay, and here's where we cover up the cross. So this is my home church. The sacrilege. This was my home church I grew up at. I mean, I was here like just as much as I was at my home. So weird. What a different time. We moved all of the like drums and all the audio equipment and the mics and everything the night before, so we didn't have to do it the next day. And then we covered the cross up, which I am surprised they let me do. I don't know that they knew I was going to do that, but I did say there were going to be some like dramatic things I had to put up places. Again, proud of that makeup for Justin. He was in the chair for a while, and if only we had filmed when the makeup was that good. It was more green, and then it became more purple as we like kind of had to redo it. But they're running their lines. Look at them running their lines. Thanks, guys. It's like this is just a Renaissance portrait, like this little demon man in the like array of the cross. Like, what is happening? Yes, and then we're up there. And you have to remember, guys, okay, I'm like hyper Christian at this point in my life. I am like, and we're like putting nails into the cross. And me and Nathan, his name, we're both Nathan. And like, we're both like nailing nails into the cross. And we're like, this has got to be sacrilege. This is bad. But hey, it looked great. This was just a giant piece of fabric that my grandmother had that she was like, I'm never going to use. Like, she was going to turn it into a couch cover or something. And so I got it, and I was pretty proud of that. Like, it's like a 20-foot tapestry thing that we had up in the throne room, and I think that really tied it together. And that was like, where does that come from? I don't know. That's just pretty cool. Took a community. I mean, look at how like literally huge that is. Like, that is like, I'm very proud of that. And it's on the cross. And that's something, there's some symbolism there to something. I don't know. There's the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, and so this was our biggest film shoot, was just like here in the throne room. We like, Justin was in that costume the entire day. We did get lunch, so I remember that. He also stayed here and helped me clean up till like 2 a.m. or something. So that was great. Like, he was such a help. He was so like in it, and yeah, I was so grateful because he was there the whole day. Somerset was there for I think half the day, and then Sarah came in towards the end, and that was just a whole day of like different people with different schedules coming in at different times, and I had the most help that I had with people like helping set up. People like, again, someone is literally just taking pictures. That's me. I'm reviewing the blocking from the storyboards. Like, oh, guys, I just want you to know how much of a little filmmaker I was about this. Like, literally look at how huge that thing is behind him. When he's sitting there, you're like, wow. Like, yeah. So fun. Yeah, this is when it really started to come together for me. Because look at how much they're giving it. Like, they're really in it. Like, they're in their characters. They're studying their lines. They're doing their blocking. Like, and it just, like, having Zelda and Ganondorf, because I hadn't really had them before this point, and having them and the dynamics in the castle, like, it really made me feel like I had a full movie, because I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. It's just like, if it's just Link, it's not like the nuanced like dichotomy of I don't know, like, it was like I needed the like political intrigue with the adventure, which is very much still how I write. And yeah, I really I don't know, I don't know, it was just a special day for sure. Drama. So he was there pretty late too. So Sarah popped in and out, I think, because I think she was one of the last ones there as well. But yep, yeah. So there's Sarah when he takes over the castle. And here we have our moblins. There's the boys. So you can see everybody's got their little skulls. But yeah, drama. I've got to stop saying drama at this point. But they're doing great, guys. This was our desert fight. That was crazy. I had them in like sweatshirts in the desert, and that was just insane. Yeah, these were the guys that were helping us. This was like basically all of the rest of the team that I had. So my friend Jordan was just there a lot of the time helping out. This was my friend Jonah, who like helped out with he was filming or doing boom mic. That was Jake. He helped with setup a lot of the time. Nathan filmed a bunch of the movie. I really thought was going to get into filmmaking. I think he did for a while, but I think he's doing something else now. He's a missionary. Yeah. But anyways, he did so much in the movie. The movie would just not be nearly where it is without him. And same with Matthew. Matthew was there like just the entire time. Yeah, just literally filming with me all the time. Like any of the like extra pickups and anything that I needed, Matthew was the one that was doing the extra pickups. That's the stand-in for Impa and Zelda, and she also stood in for Zelda at one point, but Emily was doing the makeup. Yeah, so super grateful for everybody. That was just so, yeah, they were so helpful, and it was so fun to just have people doing stuff that was creative, and yeah, just a fun time. We need a hero. That is a direct quote from the movie, and it was just like I was like, darn it, it's also that line from the song. But I was like, whatever, and now it's all I can think about. These were a lot of our stand-ins and extras, and yeah, different character stuff, so that's fun. And this, I think, was our last shoot with Sarah. Yeah, oh, look, there's my graduation poster thing in the background. How funny. And all my video games. Oh, can we just zoom in on this? Lord of the Rings. That's a Lord of the Rings extended edition right there. My golden Zelda Wii remote that I got from... I just realized we're also just zoomed in on my crotch, but that's fine. Yeah, and so then my golden Wii remote that I got from the Skyward Sword release, which is where I first used this costume. I don't even know why I have a GameCube controller. I didn't have a GameCube. That's a Mario controller. Wii wheel. Crazy. Anyways, but this is our last film shoot with Sarah. It was just me, her, and Matthew. Yeah, we had a different costume. So like it's the same dress, but she had the white removed. What am I saying? It is the white. She had the purple removed. And I always liked this. I always really liked this image. I felt like it was also just like very classic Zelda. In like a really dorky way. Like I was trying to be a little like aristocratic and dorky. Like I don't know. I was trying to go for like pre-Ocarina of Time Zelda a little bit with these image. Well, okay, and that's Star Wars. That was literally just Star Wars. So this was just a fun little Zelda photo shoot. I think we did use all these shots, but oh, that one was iconic to me. To me, this probably should have been the like first look at Zelda. I mean, the window one's good too, but I was like, just the ocarina and everything. I thought this was just like an iconic Zelda look for sure. And all these ones, I really worked hard to make these images, just like based on so much art, like art history for one thing, but also like just all the old Zelda artwork. So yeah, pretty proud of it. That was either way like a good film shoot. And yeah, these are some screenshots from the scene that we then get in the final movie. Like these are direct moments for sure that are in there. And I don't know, like it's just kind of fun to see how this footage has changed through the years as well. That's been pretty fun. But yeah, these were the first little screenshots of that dream sequence. So oh, it's so sweet though. It's my favorite scene. There's Matthew. He's helping me out the whole time. That's crazy. Oh yes, and then we got a lot more professional with our profile picture. No more pictures. We just need a symbol. A symbol. And these are the ones we used in the original trailer, in the final trailer. I keep saying original instead of final. I really thought these came out great. I had a new editing software, and I was really proud of how these titles came out. Courage, Wisdom, Power, right? Oh, no. Just Courage right now. Well, that's the Skull Kid. Nice. There's me dying again. So now we're reshooting. Now this is after everything I just said. So these are like, I've now changed the scene entirely and filmed what is in the final movie. So we're getting close to the end of filming, actually. Wisdom. So yeah, I was going to say this little cloud of magic is like, it's green and then it's blue and then it's red for the pieces of the Triforce. All that. You know that. If you're watching this video, I know you know that. Oh, drama. And there's our little horse. One little horse scene. I didn't know how to ride a horse, and I was like, I could learn how to ride a horse for this movie, but like it's gonna be a lot for me to have to try to like organize the camera movements and everything while I'm on a horse. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. There's our desert again. Power. That's me. That's me. That's me. Oh, little Shylon, David, and then my mama. That's me, mom. It's me, mom. Yeah, I have a lot of concept art of these two characters too. They went through a lot of different looks. Yeah, now we're getting a lot more of like. I think we've basically finished filming at this point, and now I'm like testing editing. So like this is like a full shot, and then I edited the background and faded it, and that's basically what I did for a lot of the desert sequences. But I was originally going to do this for every desert shot. I was going to have to track like a mask over the background and then match up the background to cut all the trees out of the background. How many times can I say background? But yeah, I was going to do that for every single shot, and then I decided not to. But yeah, that was fun. That was an exciting time. And then that's from our first teaser. So that's the full final official title. I think that's a pretty cool progression. Like it, and this is from the Mirror of Twilight and some other like random art, and then like from the Mirror of Twilight again. Oh, and then there was a Zelda tattoo somewhere in there. And I put all those things together to make that symbol. Yeah, and that's what is the portal in the movie, and so that's, yeah, you'll see that one a lot more times. And then our website's up. So, oh yes, this was my friend Alex. My friend was making this movie, and he, yeah, we were talking and we were kind of like egging each other on. He didn't end up making his. Then this was another one that I don't remember if I was in contact with them. I think I was. Um, and they were making a Zelda movie. They had a trailer for it. They never finished theirs either. So mine held strong, and then both of these changed. I think there's other ones up there that have actually ended up making their movies. Oh, and then the desert filming I did alone. The entire Hero Shade sequence was entirely just a tripod and me in this location. I had storyboards and everything, so like I knew what I was doing, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work for sure, guys, for sure. That was, oh yeah, so that's the stand-in for Zelda. But this scene, whole different ending of the movie. They bring Zelda to the Dark World Gate, and that was a little bit of, yeah. There's a whole scene actually, a deleted scene there where Zelda is present, but it's not in the final draft. Our website's up, so there's our little cast photos. That's still up though. The Wix is there for sure. And then we finally filmed his scenes and everything. Ooh, and now we're getting into the poster. That was our first little teaser, another first look at the poster that Isaac J. Littman was making for us. This was our final day filming. So it's freezing again. We were just walking through this field. It was a lot of pickup shots. So it's us walking through a field, us walking through the desert. Like, yeah, it was just pickup shots, but it was, oh man, yeah, this was the last day. And that's the only photo I have from the last day. That's crazy. That's the only photo. Yeah, we went everywhere. We went to basically every location we had filmed. Just, I think 5 of us, just to get these last pickup shots. And it was so cold. So cold. But yeah, and a lot of those are in the final movie. So needed that. And this a whole the whole scene at the inn we filmed that day. That was how we ended the day because we didn't need sunlight. So yeah, and then we were getting into some actual character shots from the movie and more screenshots from the movie. Like these are all scenes that you would recognize if you looked hard enough. Oh, we do have a little bow and arrow action that from that deleted scene with Ferranu. So that's a fun little Easter egg for me. I don't know if you're having fun. I hope you are. If you're here, it's been an hour. What are you doing? Go to bed. Well, I should go to bed. It's 11:13. It's almost midnight for me, so I hope it's almost midnight for you too. But anyways, proud of that. Proud of all those characters. Thought they ended up, it felt like I had a whole movie at this point. I mean, I did have a whole movie. This was like, as soon as I had a whole movie, I had to like show that like, look, there's so much in this movie. And yeah, I was just proud of that. Our little poster, it's getting there. There we go. That's still the profile picture, right? Yeah, that's just our little crop of the profile picture. This is right before I hit the camera. This shot is not in the movie. I really tried to work it in there because I wanted to actually just put the shot where I hit the camera in there, but there was nowhere, even in the sequence where it gets a little jittery, I couldn't fit it in there, and that was sad. But yes, and there's our poster, the first draft of our poster. Thanks, Isaac J. Littman. I thought it came out really great. I ended up changing a lot of the like details and like colors and stuff, but I thought he did great. Yeah, I love it. Like, look at the sword. I love like I wanted like kind of a Renaissance. Like, look at the detail. Look at the detail. I told him like I kind of want a little bit of a Renaissance look, like a classic look. But like, yeah, he did great. Like, look at all that. Like, such detail. Like, so thankful for it. Yeah. Yeah, wonderful guy. And like everybody was volunteering stuff. Like this was volunteer artwork, like because I didn't have money for it. So yeah. Then we're getting in some early screenshots. that's all me up there. I ran back and forth. This video was like 20 minutes long. And you see it. It's in the movie. Like I used us walking out there, and then the castle is right here. But it's like you can't see us at all. It's so silly. I tried to like literally a few months ago, like when I was editing, I like tried to just like, okay, can I like make it a little brighter just so that, and I did make a lot of the scenes dark, and I know that it's the one thing everybody gripes about, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I made it so dark, but you can't see us walking really, but we are walking, and I tried to make this shot worth it. It's there though. And that's, yeah, the final scene of the movie. So now I've moved to Pennsylvania, and this is now like the final scene. At this point, I'm like fully aware that the second half of the movie is going to be different, and it might never happen, but I was like, I know I'm going to rewrite the whole thing, and that's what we're going to do. And I filmed this scene as the kind of transition closer for it. Yeah, to kind of set up the sequel, but also add closure. And yeah, and then you get that scene, and it wasn't originally the hero shade. I've talked about that before, but it was going to be Link's father, and I'm glad we settled on what it was. I was glad to have that moment to kind of just like talk to myself. Yes, and then we're getting into some of the have I said yes a lot? I feel like I have. Yes. What am I doing, guys? It's too late and I'm too sleepy. But there's the storyboard for the prologue. So like if you went and looked at the prologue, you would see all of these shots. There's some of them are in different places. But like Ganondorf going and touching the Triforce and it's splitting and everything. And that's some of the prologue art. Like those are the mountains. Those are in the prologue. Those, yeah, you'd recognize any of that if you look. And these guys, there's the Zoras and Gorons, which I wanted to have them in the prologue because I knew I wouldn't get to them in this half of the movie. They were going to be in the second half, and I told you there was one deleted scene. But yeah, and then we got some prologue art, early prologue art, but prologue art nonetheless. And this, I believe, was when the trailer came out. This was originally the final like title screen of it. And yeah, I don't know. It was kind of, I liked this image a lot. I feel like it was my first like, okay, I'm kind of getting the image of what I want in this movie. I'm going for like a more browns and greens, and I don't know, it was like more misty like Lord of the Rings. Like, I don't know, I was really settling on like a style. These were all things I was like consciously thinking about. And I think it's cool that like this kind of does kind of look like the Zonai symbols in Tears of the Kingdom, the dragons that are behind it. And I just think that's kind of cool. Little coincidence there. And this is when I started requesting from different YouTubers footage that I could use for the movie. And so many people were gracious. This person in particular, they had so much footage of this misty forest, and I was so grateful that they were able to allow me to use it, and they were a huge Zelda fan, and so they let me again use it for free, and they were like, just let me know when the movie's done. And I emailed them. But yeah, I just was so thankful for that footage. It just, the whole Lost Woods sequence was beautiful because of it. Oh, now I'm getting artsy. Now he's getting artsy, everyone. Watch out, he's getting artsy. Yeah, here I am. Yes. So this was our behind the scenes like trilogy. I tried to make, again, the Triforce of Wisdom, Triforce of Courage, Triforce of Power. This was back when I was still holding out that this one was on the right and not the left because of Twilight Princess on the Wii. I was really weirdly obsessed with like, no, this is the way it is, because it was the way it was just like on the Wii. And then that's our final draft of the poster, which I think it looks great. Like I could have gone a little less heavy on the blue so you could actually see. I totally like cut out all the color that Isaac put into there. With Ganondorf, I think I definitely could have had him be a lot more the colors that he gave. But all things considered, I think it's good either way. And I put all this like fire effect there and everything and around the sword. And yeah, pretty proud of it. Oh, guys, I'm getting sleepy, but I don't think we actually even have that much more. We're getting a lot more final with the gold logo now instead of the red. Pot smashing, he bashing. Poster again. Oh, okay. So then I posted this poster. That was, I think, the profile change. And then did not post again for 4 years. And I posted this. Timeless Tales. This was, okay. My original plan here was I was going to do a whole different film with my wife as a different version of Zelda, meeting the hero. The ghost of the hero's shade, she has to somehow help his spirit find peace because he's trapped in the dark world. Or his spirit was trapped in the dark world. And flashbacks show the movie that I filmed. So I could kind of keep it, like it's still there, but it wasn't a whole movie. And then I was going to release a rough edit of Rising Darkness next to that. So I was going to release those 2 projects. And it was going to be like Timeless Tales was like the name of both of those projects. And then it was like going to have their own title. Yeah, and I did want to do that, but I'm glad I didn't. Looking back at it, I'm glad I just like finished the movie that I really wanted to make. And I was just doing the rough draft, and that just turned into me finishing the movie because I was like, you know what? I just need to finish it. I put so much work into this. Why drag it out, turn it into something else? Like, it's not a salvage. Like, it was a good story when I wrote it when I was 14. Like, for a 14-year-old writing that, like, that's a good story, half my lifetime ago, yeah, and I was just like, I need to honor the kid and make this whole thing happen. But this was like when I was starting to come back to it after all that time. Yes, which one do you like better? I am obsessive, guys. Undiagnosed. Ooh, and a little flood action with the Wind Waker sail. Spoilers. Me still saying that. Yeah, there's me calling out the fact that those were similar, which is silly of me. But hey, even the background, kind of silly. Okay, and now we're getting into the final product. That's just a screenshot from the final finished movie. Little different, I think, but yeah. And now I've like totally given up and been like, I'm just finishing this and making it look as good as I possibly can. Yeah, I made that one look as close as I could to the Ocarina of Time opening. It's got the same like slant to the hill and the moon, and yeah, I tried to match the colors exactly. So yeah. And then we got our prologue cover photo. Like, these are just the things I've uploaded, right? So, but yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think this is about up to date. I changed the profile picture back to that just because it was classic for me. Yeah, I think that's about it. The rest of it's just a little bit of promo. Oh, okay, we got some editing, so that's woo. My wife didn't see me for a month, and I got halfway through the movie. I got to 50 minutes, and then just took like a month break because I couldn't do it, and then I got back at it in January. So, oh, there we go. And then by the time it was out, change that to 14. I think that's pretty funny. Not final logo, but wow, that's muddy compared to all the other ones. You can tell it's just like an image that's been like scraped off again and again. And then that was the final shoot this January 2025. Yeah, it was a really weird like time filming that. But yeah, that's the last thing that we filmed. And that's the last day. I have a whole pants rip. Oh my god. Guys, okay. So again, same Wii remote. All the way across the country. Same Wii remote that was in that other one. I was playing through Scarlet Sword. I had just cut my hair. That is my hair in my hand. I just cut my hair for the last shot of the movie when Link's walking into the Dark World. I cut my hair and then I shaved it the next day. So it was like I wanted to shave my hair anyways, just because I had never done it before. But but yeah, this will always be an iconic one. I would print this one out and just kind of put it on the wall for sure. Once I have walls, I'm in a bus right now. I live in a short bus, so if I have walls, I'll put this up for sure. And then right after that, guys, right after, like, I was done with my movie, like, I had pressed export and then, like, I pressed upload on my movie. Okay, this is crazy. I pressed upload on my movie and then this drops. And it was like the day that my movie was uploaded to YouTube was the day that they released the release date for the movie. Um, yeah, crazy, crazy. And of course, it's not that date anymore, but it's still cool that it happened at the same day. That like they didn't like. Okay, so get this. I had the longest delay of all. I had the longest delay of any Zelda game ever, any Zelda content ever, right? 14 years. I got their exact release date a year earlier, and now they're releasing it in May. It's just funny. I don't know. It's just funny how we did a little flip floppy there. And then that's a little Polaroid we took at the premiere. I just had like 6 or 7 people there. It was such a great little time, though. They enjoyed it so much. They were so into it. They were so kind. My wife made a whole like spread of of just like Zelda themed desserts and stuff. I didn't know she was doing that, and it was just great. We had little Triforce pizzas, and yeah, it was so good. It was such a good night. And just everyone was so into it. We did trivia after, and I gave them like a prop from the movie, and it was just such a great night. Oh, and it was my birthday. Yeah, because I released it on my birthday, so this was posted on my birthday, I believe. I was just yeah, that was a great moment for me for sure. And there I am with the flowers they got me. That's my wifey, my beautiful wifey, and my shaved head. That was bad, guys. We've moved on from the shaved head, and oh, good. And then this was crazy. And then like, I have like two. Well, I have more now, but I had like 200 subscribers. No, I didn't. I had 400. No. Oh, that I did. Yeah. No, I had like 250 subscribers. I think. I believe at that point that I uploaded this, I had like 280. Then that jumped to 433 and this jumped to 10K in a week. And I was so shocked. I felt so blessed. I wanted to get to 20K at least. And yeah, I got to 20K. I mean, this is going up 1,000 a day. So like by the next week, I had 20K. And it just has continued and it's at like 67 now. And I'm not like, it's not about numbers and I don't care about numbers, but like, it was just really more than I expected. And that felt really meaningful that it was just so much more than I expected and even was hoping for. I was like, yeah, I'll be happy with 20. And so now I'm like extra content. Now I'm like super content because it was more than I expected. And I just have been so grateful. And there's been some reviews and like the comments have just been so unbelievably kind. Yeah, I've just really had a great time, guys. Like just a really great time. That's why I keep coming back, and whenever I have a second, I just want to like update everyone and talk and like, I don't know. So this has been a fun little time going through all this stuff. And oh yeah, there's the final thumbnail, I think, of the movie. Yeah. And so, yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for putting up with me for this much time. This was just a passion project for a while, so I thought it'd be cool to have a little commentary. I don't know if I'll get to a commentary of the whole movie. This was a lot of talking for one person to do, this late at night. But yeah, I don't know. Fun times. Oh yeah, and then we did Comic-Con. I keep trying to sign off. There's more. I'll give you a guess. Oh, that's the last one. Well, I posted the other photos today, but it was from a link. But anyways, so thanks guys for showing up. Thanks for being there. Thanks for some of you for being there for literally 14 years. This has just been like a really fun art project, that has taken so long, and it's really proven to me that I can accomplish something. I have a book now that it's like 200, no, it's about 400 pages at this point. I think did I hit 500? I can't remember. It's somewhere between there. And it's a whole book. It's a whole fantasy novel. And I've been working on it for, 3 or 4 years. 5 years now, yeah, because I started it in 2020. I had been working on the world for a couple more years. But anyways, I say all this to say, like, that's like 7-ish years that I've been working in this kind of fantasy world. That's half the time I spent on this. And now that I've done this and it had the reception that it did, I know that like I can publish stories and I can tell stories. And it really gave me so much confidence to finish this. And I'm just thankful for all of you that have been there and just really genuinely given me such support through so many years, right up to the present, and even for just like people that just found it, it's like I just feel so cared for and so uplifted. And I'll probably post on here when my book is done. I'll probably make a video just for y'all, because it is if you liked anything about this movie, this was the first thing I've ever really written, and I've been writing ever since then. I continued to write so many projects after that movie, and I'm just really excited to actually be able to start publishing works that are wholly original, and I can't wait to see the Zelda movie. I really can't. I have just been staring at the first look images all day because I'm just so like happy about them. They just look so great. I really am so jealous I'm not involved. But, I'm thankful that I have had my whole time, and that, I kind of feel like maybe it's just a pattern recognition thing of the OCD, but like pressing upload and then them releasing the release date of the movie felt like a weird interpersonal like passing of the baton, and so I just am so happy that it's happening now. And again, thanks for all y'all being there, and I'll post again when I feel like being nostalgic and talking about this. So thanks for being there. Laters. Bye.